Hey everyone, Gary here with GMan on Business. I'd like to chat with you today about delegation, give you my viewpoints on this topic, very important topic for all leaders. And just wanted to talk a little bit about what delegation is, good and bad delegation, and maybe some examples. We'll talk about reasons or why you should delegate, and we'll also talk about some different levels of delegation. To start off, let's talk about the definition first. The definition of to delegate is entrusting a task or authorization to others. So allowing someone else to be entrusted with a task or giving them authorization. Two key words there, entrust and authorization. Entrust meaning it would be good if you delegate to someone that you know will get the work done well. Secondly, authorization. Someone that is trustworthy comes to mind in terms of someone that you know will not misuse that level of authorization that you're providing them. So that's our definition that we're going to work from today. We'll also talk a little bit for a moment now about good delegation and bad delegation. So delegation that is good would help, for example, someone else grow. I'm going to delegate this to you because I know it's a skill set that you're working on building. Bad delegation would be something like, hey, I want you to do this because I don't want to do it. That's a cop-out. In my opinion, that is unprofessional and really goes against the proper way of delegating in a professional setting. Let's talk about why we might want to delegate for a minute. Delegation can be done for four different reasons, at least in this particular analogy. I've got four T's that I want to talk about. The first T is time. Second T is training. The third is tedious, and the fourth is terrible. Let's take these one at a time and talk about them for a minute. The first one, time. So perhaps you don't have time to complete a task. So you need someone else to assist with that so that that task can get done in a timely manner. Simply way too much going on. Second, why delegate is for training. So perhaps you want someone else to do it because you want to train them on some aspect of what they're doing. So I'm going to give this to you because I want you to learn how to do it. Very good form of delegation. Tedious. Now you got to be careful with tedious because tedious can easily be a bad form of delegation. I don't like doing this. It's very tedious. I'm going to give it to so-and-so. But that's not what I mean here. What I mean here is, and I want to be very careful, because everyone's time is valuable. However, in a business environment, if there is a tedious task that you are doing that could be more economically done by someone else, that would be a tedious task that you can delegate. Okay? So it's not solving world hunger. It's not a make or break the business kind of a decision or a task or project. It is simply something that gets done, that takes time out of your day. It's typically rather simple, but again, it's not delegated because you don't want to do it. It's delegated because it's tedious, and it's something where you could be spending your time in a more valuable way. All right, enough about that one. Let's talk about the fourth T, and that is terrible. Well, what do I mean by terrible? What I mean by terrible is maybe there's a task that I'm not good at. I'm simply not. And if I were to do it, it wouldn't either turn out as good, it would cost more, it would cost more rework, and things like that. So I'm terrible at it. I need to find somebody that's good at it, and they will do a much better job, and that will accomplish a lot more than me spending extra time doing something that the results are going to not be that great. So when you're terrible at something, If you're not trying to get better at it, if it's just something that needs to be done and you're terrible at it, it's okay to delegate to somebody else. Again, take the personal responsibility, learn how to do it if it's important to you, but there are reasons when you're terrible at something to delegate. Final topic I want to talk about here are the 5 levels of delegation. Now there's different models out there talking about more or less levels of delegation, but these 5 I think are pretty pertinent in today's world. So let's talk about these 5 levels of delegation. Level 1. Level 1 is do as I say. So this would be a task that you give to someone, not super hard, not something that takes a lot of thought or what have you. Just do it. Do as I say. And again, without being on a pedestal or demeaning to others or anything like that. That's not the point of this. Do as I say is something simple. You do it. This is how you do it. Get it done. Second level would be research and report. So you're asking someone to find out some information for you on a specific topic. Research this for me. Report back to me what your findings are. Look into why so-and-so expenses are high and report back to me. Look into why this happened and report back to me. Kind of do some investigation. Third level, level 3, is research and recommend. So now you're giving a little bit more authority to say not only go out and research this, but recommend 3 options, for example, as the outcome of that research. So an example might be we need to research and recommend perhaps our cell phone plans. Look at our cell phone plans, research some options, recommend the best option. So research and then recommend. Fourth level, level 4, decide and inform. So I'm giving you this task. You decide what we should be doing here, but inform me of that. And really the inform is an opportunity for the delegator, the leader, the manager, to pull the plug on it or change it last minute. And that's important because you may not have fully delegated the authority. You trust that person. They may not be at the level that they need to be to make that final decision. They may not have quite enough experience. So you want them to own it and take care of it, but inform you so that you're able to make that final no-go, typically, decision if need be. So it's a level of training you can notice here too as we go. The 5th level is something that I think a lot of people jump to with delegation prematurely. And that is just do it. So here's, such and such a project, just do it. What's needed there is a very high level of trust and some level of experience and track record with this person that you are delegating to. Because what you're doing is you're basically saying, because you're the leader, you still own it, but I trust you that you're going to get it done in a professional manner that I would approve of. So that's that level of you do it or just do it. I think those are important. So just to recap very quickly, delegation, entrusting a task or authorization to someone. We have good delegation and bad delegation. Good would be, for example, to help someone else grow or to use it as a training opportunity. Bad delegation is lazy. I don't want to do it. I hate doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to make them do it. That's bad delegation. It's unprofessional. The 4 T's to the reasons why you delegate: time, training, tedious, and terrible. The 5 levels of delegation that we talked about: do as I say, lowest form; research and report; research and recommend; decide and inform; and finally, the highest level of delegation where you have the most trust and you give authorization completely is you do it. I hope this helped you a little bit today. I appreciate you watching. I ask that you like my video and help others by sharing it. And go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful result to your week, your day, whenever you're watching this. Stay safe, and most of all, have fun.